In the same fashion, I'm going to use 3.5 lengths of my floss around my final perimeter. 1, 2, 3.5. Better to have too much than not enough. And rather than knot the back side, when I'm doing my final pennies onto the backing, I prefer to leave just a little length of thread on the back side that I'm going to then tie together with the final leftover thread and make just a tiny little knot on the back side. So using the same idea of starting towards the inside, I'm going to come up through the back side. And again, I prefer to start a little ways in from the outer edge so that I can make my knot not right at the edge when I'm done. So I'm leaving about an inch or inch and a quarter of floss for the backside thread. And then I'm just going to come around the same way I did before. The cardboard underneath is helpful sometimes because you can kind of poke right down into the cardboard to get a good grip and then come up around. So I'm starting with the interior edge here. I'm coming around. I'm going to do it this way until I get to exterior perimeter where I'm going to want to trim away the underlying fabric. Around here. Oh, darn it. I get too much in a hurry here trying to show you. Last little stitch here before I get to the cutaway space. So now I'm going to come in with my scissors. I haven't cut this, sewn that one yet, so I'm just going to kind of trim around this biggest penny to where it's going to join this one. Cut that piece away. So I continue with my blanket stitch. Here. And I'm going to do this the same way until I get to here. Then I'm going to trim along here, do my blanket stitch till I get to here, trim the white away there until I'm all the way around and I have finished this penny. Well, here's my finished product. I went around and I finished doing all my little leaflets last, and I encircled them all with green color. I see I used a different color green on these two, but it's all the differences that make it unique, isn't it? The only thing I have left to do really on this piece is to take it upstairs and press it with my steam iron just to kind of fit it all into place. The back side looks like this. You know, I'm thinking there's probably some other ways to finish this. I know I've seen other pieces that I really like that have sort of a border of an edge on that. I haven't made one like that. Maybe I'll make a video of how to do that at some point. I wanted to just tell you one other little tip. When you're working with some of these other shapes that aren't circular, when you're coming around the very end of the pointed shape, in order to get your stitch to kind of stay up at the tip, you just need to kind of come through and just kind of snip off the very tip of your pointed edge, and it still looks pointed when you're finished, but it's much easier to kind of get a stitch to stay at the tip of your little piece. Obviously you can use buttons, you can do French knots in different spaces, different patterns and things. I've done some embroidery on some things to make a little more vines and leaves in there. You can use buttons like I did in this very first one. I've seen people use pretty little beads of different sizes to decorate it. Use your imagination.